Nandito kami, Panginoon, upang katagpuin ka, Lord God, to fulfill our family appointment with you. Ito, Panginoon, ang pagsusumisikap namin para sundin ang sinabi mo, seek first the kingdom of God. That's why nandito rin kami, Panginoon, upang humingi ng tawad sa lahat ng aming kasalanan. Patuloy mo nga nawa, Panginoon, tunghayan, wag ang aming mga kasalanan. Wag ang aming mga pagkukulang, Panginoon, dahil napakarami po nito. Bagkus subalit natagpuan, Panginoon, patuloy mong tunghayan ang aming pananampalataya sa iyo. Na sa buhay po namin ito, Panginoon, walang ibang Diyos kung hindi ikaw ay Yahweh El Shaddai. Lord, nandito kami, Panginoon, upang makinig ng iyong banal na salita. Sa mo dalangin ka, Panginoon, pagpalain mong gawain ito, Panginoon, hanggang wakas. Hayaan mo yung Spiritong Banal ang siyang mangunat maghari, Panginoon, sa bawat sekundong lalagpas, Panginoon. Na ang bawat salitang ating ibabahagi, Panginoon, ay tunay na sundan mo ng mga himala, Panginoon. Dahil ayan ang ginagawa mo, Panginoon. Lord, pagpalain mo silang lahat na tinawag at pinili mo sa kanilang pangalan. Silang lahat na nandito, Panginoon, hindi natakot sa init ng temperatura, Panginoon. Bagkus sila nandito, Panginoon, upang katagpuin ka, Lord God. And I know and I believe, Lord God, none of us will go home today without receiving the miracle and the reward that you intended for us. We bless your name, O Father God. We ask you to be with us. Give us your Spirit today, O God, for we know that wherever your Spirit is, miracle happens. And all of this we ask and pray in the mighty name of Jesus. Amen. In the mighty name of Jesus. In the mighty name of Jesus. Purihin natin si Yahweh El Shaddai. Ang Panginoon, si Kristo ay narito na. Tanging lakas at pag-asa. Hallelujah, ang Panginoon, pag-iwan sa paligid, nagagalang ang aking espiritu. Si Kristo ay narito na, halika na iwasan na, tayo ay Good afternoon, my dear brothers and
Good
sisters.
afternoon.
Salamat kay Sister Pinky na sumagot. Parang siya lang ang tao dito. Good afternoon, brothers and sisters. Yan, medyo mas maganda. Our reading for today will be taken according to the Gospel of St. John, chapter 6, verses 1 to 15. For those of you who have the Bible, it is taken from John 6, verses 1 to 15. For those of you who doesn't have a Bible, just close your eyes and open your heart to the Lord. After this, Jesus crossed over to the far side of the Sea of Galilee, also known as the Sea of Tiberias. A huge crowd kept following him wherever he went, because they saw the miraculous signs as he healed the sick. Then Jesus climbed a hill and sat down with his disciples around him. It was nearly the time for the Jewish Passover celebration. Jesus soon saw a huge crowd of people coming to look for him. Turning to Philip, he asked, "Where can we buy bread to feed all these people?" He was testing Philip, for he already knew what he was going to do. Philip replied, "Even if we work for months, we wouldn't have enough money to feed them." Then Andrew, Simon Peter's brother, spoke up. "There is a young boy here with 5 barley loaves and 2 fish. But what good is that with this huge crowd?" "Tell everyone to sit down," Jesus said. So they all sat down on the grassy slopes. The men alone numbered about 5,000. Then Jesus took the loaves, gave thanks to God, and distributed them to the people. Afterward, he did the same with the fish. And they all ate as much as they wanted. After everyone was full, Jesus told his disciple, "Now, gather the leftovers so that nothing is wasted." So they picked up the pieces and filled 12 baskets with scraps left by the people who had eaten from the 5 barley loaves. When the people saw him do this miraculous sign, they exclaimed, "Surely he is the prophet we have been expecting." When Jesus saw that they were ready to force him to be their king, Jesus slipped away into the hills by himself. My dear brothers and sisters, the good news of our salvation.
Praise to you,
Praise to
Lord
you,
Jesus.
Palakpakan po natin ng malakas sa Panginoon. Pwede bang tignan niyo muna yung katabi niya? Kamayan mo, sabihin mo, "I'm happy you are here today." Dagdagan niyo naman ng ngiti para medyo kumbinsido. Sabihin mo, "I'm happy you are here." Yan. Yan, nakangiti na. Medyo kumbinsido na po tayo. Praise the Lord. Glory to God. Glory to Christ Jesus. Lahat ng happy pwede na pong magsiupo. Glory to God. Glory to Christ Jesus. Yan, magsiupo na po tayo. Ayaw na sa harap. Maraming blessing dito sa harap. Ayaw no? Ayan, sige. You know, it is a blessing to be here again in my home chapter. This is actually my first official assignment sa Santa Clarita. Kaya, I'm super blessed. And actually, I was told that last week, ang gospel daw po ninyo is feeding the 5,000 already. So siguro mag-give thanks na lang tayo kasi narinig nyo naman. Napaaga ba? But lahat naman po, whenever each disciples prepare their topic for the gospel for Sunday, God is revealing something new to each one of them. Amen po ba? And it's a quick trivia. When I first started attending the ministry of El Shaddai here in Santa Clarita, my mind still is it's still new, it's still fresh. Nung umatin po unang atin ko, kapatid ng Santa Clarita, ito po yung gospel reading that day. This is the gospel reading that day, and I remember that it was Brother John who gave the topic. And it's funny because that was my first time coming here, but none of you welcomed me. None of you welcomed me. Tapos, pero I was not welcome like yung isa. Kasi ang akala daw nila, anak ako ni Brother Junjun kasi cute ko daw si Brother Junjun. But I have a good news for you today, brothers and sisters. Gusto niyo ba ng good news?
Amen!
I know we are living now in the days that ang daming nagkalat na fake news. And mga fake news na yan, kapatid, very depressing. If you look at the fake news, you will be depressed. But the good news for today, brothers and sisters, that's given to us, dumarating tayo, kapatid, sa buhay na parang, we are in that impossible situation. Dumarating tayo sa pagkakataon, kapatid, na parang dumadaan tayo sa mahirap na pagsubok, mahirap na problema. But the good news for us today is this: Jesus knew what to do with our problems. Diba? Nakita niyo po yan. Pinakita lang ni Sister, ni Sister, nag-driving exam. Si Sister Pat. At her age, brothers and sisters, couldn't you believe that God knows what He is doing?
18?
Amen po. Kung si Sister Pat kayang mapasa yung driving exam, paano pa kaya si Sister April at si Sister Joby, no? Ayan. Jesus know exactly what to do with each and every one of us. Amen po ba? So now, dahil po birthday ni Brother Sadiri ngayon, maikli lang po yung topic natin, mga 4 hours lang. And I was really nervous kanina kasi andito ang elder disciple natin, member ng ECS, si Brother Diri. Kapag andyan sila talagang, I have to be honest, I'm still feeling scared. Nung tinignan ko nga yung schedule, ay walang talk si Brother Sadiri. Sabi ko kay Sister Pinky, baka si Brother Diri na lang mag-talk. I still have that, medyo shy. Tapos pagtingin kong, bago ako pumunta, may pumasok na kadilaw. Sabi ko, pati si Sister may sumama. But I truly believe that God knows what He is going to do to me today. So our topic for today, brothers and sisters, is how can we experience God's miracle in our life? Sabihin mo nga yung salitang miracle. Ano yung sabihin ng miracle? Himala.
Milagro in English.
The dictionary gives us this definition. Miracles are the extraordinary events manifesting divine interventions, affairs, the healing miracles as described in the gospel. Kapag may himala, meron pong tinatawag pong divine intervention. Yung iba kasi napagkakamalan po na minsan napagkakamali po natin yung himala sa biyaya. Di ba yung himala sa magic? Akala mo kapag may nangyari, magic. Pero lahat ng magic may tricks. Pero kapatid, ang himala, ito yung mga bagay na imposible. Sabi nga po in Matthew 19:26, with man, it is impossible, but with God, all things are possible. That is the miracle. Amen po? That is the miracle. And, kasi minsan, nagkakamali tayo. Ano ba yung mga himala? Kapag ako po, sa bahay, nakikita ng asawa ko, naghuhugas ako ng pinggan, ang sasabihin niya, uy, may himala. Kapag meron kang pinautang, tapos yung pinautang mo, 10 taon na ayaw magbayad, biglang nagbayad, uy, may himala.
Pero yun kapatid, ang mga himala, these are the extraordinary events manifesting divine intervention. Amen po. And ang ating punong lingkod, si Brother Mike, he always says this, that miracles are forever. Can you say that? Miracles are forever. Why did he say that? Bakit kaya ang himala is forever? You know why? You know why? Because we have a Lord Jesus who is the same yesterday, today, and forever. Amen po? Meron tayong Diyos kapatid na hindi nagbabago. Kahit ikaw pabago-bago na anong isip, kung pupunta ba ako sa gawain, mukhang mainit, wag muna. Ang init ng panahon, di po ba? Especially last week, triple digits. Di ba? And brothers and sisters, ito pong mga maiinit na temperaturang ito, this is a good reminder for us. Alam niyo kung ano yung reminder? Reminder for you to be good. Sabihin mo sa katabi mo, magpakabait ka na.
Magpakabait ka na.
Kasi kapatid, kung hindi mo kaya ang init ng panahon pong ito, hindi mo kakayanin ang init ng impyerno. Kaya magpakabait ka na. Yung si mama kapag lumalabas siya, nakabalabal pa yan. Kasi takot sa init. Pero imagine mo kapatid, kung puro ang buhay mo, hindi ka magbagong buhay. Kahit po nasa El Shaddai tayo, kung walang pagbabago sa buhay natin, mainit sa impyerno. Amen po? Palapakan natin sa Yahweh El Shaddai. So how can we experience miracle in our life? I'm pretty sure each and every one of us have experienced miracle in one way or the other. Kasi nandito po tayo Nandito tayo. And some of my favorite miracles na nangyari po dito sa chapter na to, one of them is the miracle for Sister Ruby. Diba? We all know that she was involved in that almost fatal car accident. That the other car involved died. Fatal talaga. Pero kapatid, dahil may gustong ipakita sa kanya ang Panginoon, tignan niyo naman po, ang sabi po noon, hindi na siya makakalakad. Pero kapatid, alam mo, tignan mo si Sister Ruby ngayon, she lost about 20 pounds. Hindi. May himala po. And one of my favorite miracle in Santa Clarita, yung kay Sister Helen. Di po ba? They tried to have a baby. They tried artificial inseminations or whatsoever. But then, brothers and sisters, what we are saying right now is whenever you are with God, miracles are forever. And look at Jonathan now. He's almost as tall as me. Diba? That is the miracle of El Shaddai. That is the miracle. Palakpakan natin ang Panginoon. Whenever you see Jonathan, I want you to be reminded that our God here in Santa Clarita is faithful. That our God here in El Shaddai is faithful. Amen po. And I'm going to give you 3 things on how we could experience the miracle in our life. First of all, kung makikita po natin ito, let's go back to our gospel in chapter 1, in chapter 2 actually. A huge crowd kept following him wherever he went because they saw his miraculous sign as he healed the sick. For you, if you want to truly experience a miracle in your life, brothers and sisters, you need to do what these people did. And what was that? They followed Jesus. They followed Jesus. And that was a huge crowd. Di po ba? Ang sabi po doon, 5,000. But we all know na hindi pa po kasama doon yung babae, hindi pa kasama doon yung mga anak. Especially that time, wala pa po mga contraception. Siguro, isang pamilya, may 7 anak, ganyan-ganyan, 5. So the scholars are estimating that there's about 15 to 20,000 people present in that area. And brothers and sisters, if you will come and think of it, all of those people experienced the miracle of Jesus. Now my question to you is this. Do you think all of those people that follow Jesus are truly believers? No? Sino nagsasabing, oo, mga believers lahat sila? Sino nagsasabing hindi naman lahat sila believers? Sino nagsasabing wala akong pakialam sa pinagsasabi? Kasi iba yung nagtataas eh. They were not, halo-halo po sila, they were not, all of them are not followers. Yung iba po doon, merong followers, merong osisero, naghahanap lang ng chismis, no? Hindi lahat po sila. Pero kapatid, daan mo makikita yung compassion ng ating Panginoon. You could see the compassion of Jesus here. That all of those people who were following Him, if you follow Jesus, wala kang dapat alalahanin pa. Wala kang dapat yung problema, kapatid. Kasi kapag nandoon ka, tatanggap ka ng himala. Minsan kapag dumarating tayo po ng prayer meeting, minsan yung para kayong, andito yung katawan nyo, pero yung kaluluwa nyo parang nasa ibang lugar. Tama o tama? O, tama. Kayo nagsabi niyan, hindi ako ha. Andito ba kayo?
Amen!
Parang yung iba wala pa rin. Andito ba kayo?
Amen!
Ayan, naninigurado lang, baka mamaya espiritu lang yung nandito, no? Lahat po nang nandoon nakatanggap ng biyaya because whenever the presence of Jesus is, you will receive miracle. Wala pong exception po doon. Sometimes, when you say miracle, it is not only a product of as a reward of faith. Di ba meron pong ganyan sa Ebanghelyo po, meron dyan mga taong tumanggap ng himala dahil nanampalataya. Tama? Pero kapatid, kung makikita po nito, hindi naman lahat to nanampalataya. So the miracle that Jesus is doing is not only as a reward, of the reward of the faith of the people, but this is an outcome of who He really is. When we receive miracle, brothers and sisters, it is not because of who we are, but it is because of who He is. It is not because of what you can do, but this is because of what God can do. Kapag nandiyan ka sa presensya ni Lord, kahit sa ayaw mo at sa gusto, tatanggap ka ng himala. Meron ba kayong hinihintay na himala ngayon?
Amen!
Today I want you to think about something that seems to be impossible. Humingi ka kapatid ng bagay na alam mong imposible. Humingi ka. Tandaan mo yan, mamaya pupunta po tayo dyan. So whenever we are in the presence of God, whenever we follow, miracles happen. Ayun po yung nangyari dun sa babae sa Ebanghelyo dun sa, it's the gospel for 5 weeks ago. Di ba yung babaeng dinudugo ng 12 years. 12 years. She was healed because she was following Jesus and she expressed that faith. Kapag nandoon ka, kapatid, talagang tatanggap ka. I remember the story na Sister May once told me na nung unang ating sa El Shaddai, wala naman talaga siyang gusto sa El Shaddai. When first time she went to St. Kevin, kasi ang panawagan nandun daw si Christopher de Leon. So ang hinahanap niya, hindi si Cristo, si Christopher talaga. Pero kapatid, dahil nandoon po siya sa lugar kung saan nandoon ang presensya ni Lord, may himalang nangyari. Yung miniskirt daw po niya na nandito kataas, ang layo na. Kasi may himala. Meron pong himala, kapatid, kapag tayo po, if you want to unlock the miracles of God in your life, you need to follow Jesus because there is no other way around it. There is no other way around it, brothers and sisters. So these people were following Jesus. And the Gospel of John gave us a timeline of it. It was nearly the Passover celebration. Actually, the Gospel of John only mentioned 3 Passover celebration in that ministry of Jesus that suggested that Jesus had 3 years of public ministry. Di po ba? So ito po, pangalawa na po ito. Meaning, Jesus was already on the 2nd year of His public ministry. Nandiyan na yung He turned water into wine, nagpagaling ng bulag, nagpalayas ng demonyo. So ang dami na pong mga himalang nangyari po noon. Kaya yung mga tao, pumupunta po sila because they want to see who this Jesus really was. And they also want to experience the miracle. And especially po sa atin, I was super blessed because I found a playback of the gawain for the 10th year anniversary of El Shaddai in Manila, in Luneta. That was the highest crowd ever recorded in the Philippines. Kasi there were about 10 million. In that crowd of El Shaddai, ayun po yung pinaka-biggest. And then doon mo makikita, kapatid, na yung mga tao talaga ngayon, a lot of people are seeking miracles in their life. A lot of people are seeking miracles. And brothers and sisters, if you're going to read the Gospel of John, John never used the word miracle. Instead of miracle, he uses the word signs. Di po ba? Have you noticed that? When Nicodemus came to Jesus, ano po ang sabi niya? No one could do the signs you were doing unless God was with him. Amen po? Di ba? When Jesus was crucified, when Jesus cleansed the temple, what did the Pharisees told him? What sign can you do to perform such things? Signs. Kasi alam mo, minsan tayo pong mga tao, we are too focused on the miracle. But miracles, brothers and sisters, they are actually signs that directs you to Jesus. Do not forget that. Do not forget that. Do not be a people that seeks miracle. Instead, be a person that seeks the miracle worker. Amen? Kasi yung himala, is pa isa-isa lang yan. But if you seek and follow the miracle worker himself, brothers and sisters, you would live a life full of miracles. Palapakan natin si Yahweh El Shaddai. So brothers and sisters, para po tayo, for us to unlock that miracle, we have to follow Jesus. Like what I said, there is no other way around it. And the second thing, whenever you are seeking miracle, if you want to experience that miracle in your life, you have to trust Jesus that He knows what He is going to do. Sabihin nyo nga, trust. Sabihin nyo, faith. This is one of the things that we need, brothers and sisters, to really unlock that miracle. If we're going to look at verse 5 to 7, ang sabi po dito, when Jesus raised His eyes and saw a large crowd was coming to Him, He said to Philip, where can we buy enough food for them to eat? Ang sabi po doon, ang Panginoon, He said this to test Him because He Himself know what He is going to do. Bakit kaya si Philip po yung tinanong ng ating Panginoon? Bakit kaya? Bakit kaya si Philip? Pwede namang si Peter. Pwede namang si John. Bakit si Philip? Because you know why? He lives in the area. Philip was the one that lives in Bethsaida according to the gospel. He lives in that area. So dahil si Philip po yung nakatira doon, alam niya kung saan ang tindahan ng Goldilocks. Alam po niya kung saan yung Red Ribbon, pati Valerios. Alam dapat ni Philip yan. That's why Jesus asked Philip, not because Jesus didn't know what to do, but because He wants Philip to be tested. Kasi ang Panginoon, sabi ko nga sa inyo, this is the second year already that Jesus was performing miracles, that Jesus was with the disciples. So ang Panginoon, tinitignan po niya tayo, sometimes God put us into test. O ikaw, 16 years ka na sa El Shaddai. Bigyan nga kita ng problema, tingnan natin kung ano yung gagawin mo. O ikaw, every Saturday kang nasa El Shaddai. Nag-grow ka na ba? Ite-test muna kita. Sometimes God put us into test not because He is mad at us, but because He wants to make sure, brothers and sisters, that each and every one of us is growing in faith.
Amen.
Kailangan po natin yan, kapatid. Kasi wala pong saysay ang pagpunta natin sa gawain. Walang saysay ang pagpunta natin sa banal na misa kung hindi pumapasok sa buhay natin yung salita ng Diyos. Sabi ko nga sa inyo, ang punta nyo impyerno. There is no other way around. And kung ang init na to hindi nyo kaya, kapatid, I could tell you, you cannot survive the heat of hell. Mainit doon talaga. Kaya sabihin mo, kapatid, magbagong buhay ka na, ha?
Magbagong buhay ka na, ha?
And that is very comforting for me, brothers and sisters, when the gospel said, Jesus already knew what He is going to do. Sometimes, we come to yung mga situation na talagang napakahirap. I'm pretty sure I've shared this with you because my life has been an open book to Santa Clarita. When I was in nursing school, konting-konti na lang gagraduate na ako, di ba? And then that was the time when I acquired tuberculosis. And if you have tuberculosis, that is communicable disease, you cannot continue with nursing. I only have 2 more months and I only have 1 more month to finish the course, and yet God tested me on that situation. Because they said they would have to terminate me from my program. Di po ba? And then at that time, I remember myself, I was crying. Kasi sabi ko, Lord, what would my family tell me? Ang una pumasok sa akin, nahihiya ako. So ano sasabihin ng pamilya ko? Sabihin nila, El Shaddai ka ng El Shaddai. Tapos ngayon, bagsak ka naman pala. Ayun ang unang pumasok sa akin. And then, I was thinking about, I would have to go back, recycle to the next class, and etc. And then, at that time, I knew I was tested. So from our classroom, I was asked to report to the nursing office para i-quarantine ako doon. I remember to call El Shaddai office. That's what I did. And it was Sister Pinky who answered the phone. And when I was talking, I couldn't even say the words because I was just super down, depressed. You could say it all you want. So I couldn't barely make words out of my mouth. And then she quoted Saint Paul. Sabi po niya, if you are a follower of God, God will never put you to shame. And then sabi ko, oo nga no. That time siguro mga 4 na taon na ako nag-El Shaddai, siguro sabi ko, oo nga no. Kapag kasama mo si Lord, hindi ka pahihiyaan ni Yahweh El Shaddai. And then what happened at that time? Ang gusto nila i-terminate ako, but the director of nursing at on my school, ang sabi po niya, doon sa CEO ng eskwelahan, sabi po niya, kapag terminate mo si Marcus, I will resign. Could you imagine that Dio and brothers and sisters has been in Job Corps, Los Angeles Job Corps for 30 years. She's been in the pillar of that nursing department. But she said, if you terminate him, I will resign. Rather, terminate him on Tuesday. Tapos din pala, kaya gusto niya Tuesday, kasi binigay niya sa akin lahat ng unit test, lahat ng finals. Could you imagine that? Yung mga kaklase ko na mga problema sa finals, review dito, ang sabi sa akin, nag-email, sabi niya, ito yung test natin, ito yung finals. Huwag kang papastress, open book yan.
Oh my God.
Sabi niya, huwag kang problema, mag-research ka na lang dyan. Kapag tapos mo, ibigay mo sa akin, but before Tuesday. And brothers and sisters, that is the time that I truly experienced. Talagang God is alive. Because at that particular point, I know there is no way out in that situation. It seems to be impossible. Why? Because they want to terminate me. That is the rule of the school. That is the rule of the county. But then, like what Sister Pinky said at that time, God will never put you to shame. Palakpakan natin si Yahweh El Shaddai. It is very comforting to know that God knows what to do in your life, brothers and sisters. Kung nangihina ka, papalakasin ka ni Lord. Matutulog ka lang, ito naman ginawa ng Sister Norma. Natulog lang, pagkagising, malakas na. Kaya kapag nangihina kayo, matulog lang kayo, pero huwag sa prayer meeting. Huwag sa prayer meeting kasi kapag natulog ka, kapatid, hindi himala ang hinahanap mo niyan. Amen po? Tingin-tingin nga kayo sa katabi niyo, tingnan mo kung natutulog yan. Pag natutulog, kurutin mo muna. So Jesus asked them, Jesus presented a question to Philip, a problem. And then, si Philip, sa halip na magbigay ng solusyon, ang binigay, isa pang problema. Diba? Sabi niya, Lord, kahit 9 months worth of wages, it will not be enough to feed all of these people. Ang tatakaw niyan. Ay, wala po sa Bible yan. Baka mamaya hanapin yan. Sabi niya, it's not enough. See, that is also happens to our life, brothers and sisters. Whenever you encounter problems, do not go to your people, do not go to person. Kasi minsan ang ginagawa natin si Lord, kapag may problema ka, si Lord, spare tire lang. Pupunta ka muna kay best friend, sister, may problema po ako. Pero hindi naman lahat ng tao nakakatulong. Yung iba nga dyan, sa halip na maging biyaya, nagiging buwisit pa. Alam nang down ka na, ida-down ka pa. Amen po ba? Kaya kapatid, this is a very good lesson for each and every one of us. When you encounter problem, the first person that you need to talk to is God. Kasi that's what happened. Jesus presented Philip a problem. But instead of giving a solution, He gave him another problem. Di po ba? Amen? So ngayon kapatid, pagkatapos po niyan, ang sabi ng Panginoon, maghanap kayo ng pagkain. And then here comes Andrew. Andrew, he presented to Jesus a young boy with his lunch box. Diba? At alam po natin, ilang tinapay po meron doon? 5 at 2 fish. Sa mga disciple po, di ba meron silang mga title. Si Thomas, he is the doubting Thomas. Si Andrew, ang title po niya, he is Andrew the Seeker. The Seeker. Because if you're going to look at the first few chapters in the Gospel of John, after Andrew went to Jesus, di ba ang sabi po niya, he ran to his brother Simon, and he said, Simon, I have found the Messiah. So talaga naghahanap si Andrew, and in this particular gospel, he was the one who was able to give Jesus a little solution. And that is, brothers and sisters, that is also us. Dapat po tayo kapatid, kapag meron problema, hindi ka nagbibigay ng panibagong problema, nagbibigay ka dapat ng solusyon. Naghahanap ka kapatid ng solusyon, hindi bintangan, hindi turuan, naghahanap ka ng solusyon. Amen po? Eh kaso minsan tayo, mas magaling tayong maghanap ng pagkakamali ng tao. Tama o tama? Tama. Di mo, talagang tama, may galit pa si sister. Talagang tama. Sometimes we need to be like Andrew. Our prayer partners, we are living a life that has so much problem. Kapag wala ka ng problema, you are under 6 feet under the ground ka na. Tepo ka na, todas ka na. Taas ang kamay ang walang problema. Bibigyan ko. Di ba lahat tayo may problema? But brothers and sisters, you need to make sure, brothers and sisters, that we become like Andrew. That we bring solution. That we bring someone to Jesus. Because that is what we need. We need to make sure, brothers and sisters, that we trust God. Amen po ba?
Amen.
Palakpakan natin si Yahweh El Shaddai. So kapatid, kung mapapansin po ninyo doon, yung binigay pong tinapay ng bata, ang sabi po doon, they gave 5 barley loaves. Alam niyo ba yung barley na tinapay? Hindi yan wheat. Hindi yan white bread. This is the cheapest thing, brothers and sisters, at that time. Parang matsakaw daw. Hindi ko po alam. Hindi po ito ensaymada. Yung barley na yan, that is very cheap. Walang lasa, kapatid. Pero nakita niyo po ba yung ginagawang himala ng Panginoon? That with God, all things are possible. Na kahit yung mga bagay na ordinaryo, nagiging extraordinaryo. Amen po ba? Sometimes that is the same thing with each and every one of us. Whenever God is calling us, kasi lahat po tayo tinawag ng Diyos. No? So, tignan mo yung katabi mo, sabihin mo, uy! Kung nagulat ka, uy!
Uy!
Tinawag ka rin pala ni Lord. Tinawag din pala yan ni Lord. Sabi mo, tinawag din pala to ni Lord, chismosa tong taong to. Minsan meron po tayong pagkukulang. Meron tayong kahinaan. We are not perfect. But then, brothers and sisters, this is a very good example for us that we have a God that could make our imperfectness something to become perfect. We have a God that could make our mess into message, our test into testings, our testing into triumphs. Amen po. Kaya kapatid, kapag tinawag ka ng Panginoon, sometimes a lot of people, they do not want to follow Jesus. Why? Because they feel like it's very costly. Di po ba? Sometimes people think, and that is true, the discipleship, brothers and sisters, is indeed costly. Because why? Ang instruction ni Lord, if you want to become my disciple, ano po doon?
Follow me.
Take up your cross, and then follow me. Di ba ang hirap po noon? And then there was this time, brothers and sisters, there was a rich young man who followed Jesus. Did you remember that story? Ang sabi po nung bata, good teacher. Nang bola pa yun. Good teacher. Sabi niya, how could I inherit eternal life? And then sabi ng Panginoon, you know the commandments. Diba? Yung mga thou shall not, thou shall not. Sabi niya, alam ko na yun, Lord. Nagawa ko ng lahat yun. And sabi ng Panginoon, he was delighted. But then sabi ng Panginoon, there is one thing missing. And what was that? Sell your belongings, give them to the poor, and follow me. See, the discipleship is costly, brothers and sisters. But do not focus on the cost of discipleship. Why? Because the cost of the discipleship may be great, but the reward of discipleship is a lot greater. Palakpakan natin si Yahweh El Shaddai. So after that encounter, brothers and sisters, ang sabi ni Peter, Lord, paano naman kami? Paano kami iniwan ng bahay namin para pumunta sa Santa Clarita? How about us? Kasi sabi ng Panginoon, napakahirap pumasok ang mayaman sa kaharian ng Diyos, mas madali pa ang camel pumasok sa kaharian ng Diyos. Taas ang kamay ang mayaman.
Mayaman ako.
Yung ayaw magtaas siguro, ayaw makutangan yan.
Mayaman ako.
Di ba? Ang sabi po doon, mahirap pumasok ang mayaman sa kaharian ng Diyos. Pero kapatid, ang sabi ng Panginoon, walang taong nag-iwan ng bahay, ari-arian, na hindi tatanggap ng 100 ibayong pagpapala. At hindi lang po yun. Sabi ng Panginoon na hindi tatanggap ng 100 ibayong pagpapala sa buhay na ito, and there's more. at hindi tatanggap ng buhay na walang hanggan pagdating sa langit.
Amen.
Isn't that good? All you have to do is follow Jesus and meron ka ng reservation sa langit. Sabi mo, kapatid,
Kapatid,
may reservation ka na sa langit.
may reservation ka na sa langit.
Gusto mo na bang mauna?
Ayaw mo.
Ay, sa kanya. Amen po. So, trusting God, brothers and sisters, it means you have to obey whatever it takes. Even if it doesn't make sense, just obey. Just obey. Kasi brothers and sisters, just know that God knows what to do afterwards. Di po ba? When Jesus asked when he was in the wedding of Cana, ang sabi niya dun sa mga trabahador, maglagay ka ng tubig dyan, tapos ipahain mo because they ran out of wine. That was impossible. Would you do that? Would you do that? Ako parang siguro gaganon pa ako. Kasi it seems to be impossible. You want me to put water and then offer it, tell them this is wine? Parang mahirap, but they obeyed anyway. Amen po. They obeyed anyway. And you could see, brothers and sisters, whenever we obey, we're going to receive abundant blessing. That's what happened to St. Peter too. When Jesus was starting his public ministry, Jesus borrowed the boat of Peter. That was after a night long of catching fish, but they caught nothing. Di po ba? Pagkatapos gamitin ng Panginoon yung bangka, ang sabi po ng salita ng Diyos, sabi ng Panginoon kay Peter, bumalik ka dun sa magpalakot ka and ihulog mo yung net mo. Siguro sabi ni Peter, Lord, we work all night, wala kaming nahuli. That seems to be an impossible situation. Why? Because if you want to go fishing, you're going to go at night kasi wala pang liwanag, hindi bothered ang isda. But Peter obeyed anyway. And you see, ano pong nangyari po doon? They caught abundant fish, brothers and sisters. Alam mo ang tawag ko po dyan? Net-breaking blessing. Whenever you are asked to do something, just obey. Just do it. Kasi kapatid, ang kasunod po niyan, pagpapala.
Amen.
Every calling, like I said in Eagle Rock, every calling is a blessing. Can we say that?
Every calling is a blessing.
Amen. Papalakpakan natin si Yahweh Shaddai. So now, the third thing, brothers and sisters, for us to receive miracle in our life, we have to think and pray like Jesus. We have to think and pray like Jesus. Di ba sinasabi ng mga disciples sa kanya, wala tayong papakain dyan. Pero ang sabi ng Panginoon, feed them anyway. Could you see that? Iba yung mindset ng ating Panginoon sa mindset ng mga disciple. Ang mga disciple, medyo negative. Di ba? Negative sila, Lord, wala tayong papakain, pauwiin mo na yan. Pauwiin mo na yan, wala tayong papakain dyan. But then Jesus said, go look. Amen po ba? Go look. In verse 41, it says in there, Jesus took 5 loaves of bread, 2 fishes, look up towards heaven and bless them. Ang sabi po sa Gospel of John, ang sabi naman po doon, Jesus picked up the bread and gave thanks. And that is how Jesus do. Kapag ang Panginoon nagdasal, whenever you pray, isipin mo na, angkinin mo na kapatid na tinanggap mo na yan. That's what Jesus did. Hindi pa nagpapakain yung mga tao, but He thanked God for it already. Sabi mo sa kanila mo, be like Jesus.
Be like Jesus.
Think like Jesus.
Think like Jesus.
Pray like Jesus.
Pray like Jesus.
So for us to have to receive miracle, brothers and sisters, we need to have that kind of mindset. Na kapag meron pong dumating na fake news, hindi ka mababagabag. Hindi ka mababagabag dahil alam mong kasama mo ang Diyos. Di ba meron tayong kantang ganyan? Di ako mababagabag, di ako matatakot sa balita na narinig. Bakit? Kasama ko ang Diyos. Di ako mababagabag, di ako matatakot sa balita na narinig. Bakit?
May magagawa ang Diyos.
Amen.
Mababalisa.
Di ako mababalisa.
ako matatakot sa balitang narinig. Pagkat kasama ko ang Diyos, di ako mapapaglawan. Di ako matatakot sa balitang narinig. Pagkat alam ko, ano? May magagawa ang Diyos!
Isa pa, pagkat alam ko,
May magagawa ang Diyos!
that's the message, brothers and sisters. Think like Jesus. You know, when Jesus went to the daughter of Jairus, di ba ang sabi ng mga tao, why bother the teacher? Why bother the master? Your daughter is already dead.
Eh,
But Jesus had a different mindset. Ano ang sabi niya? No, just have faith. Your daughter is just sleeping. You know, when we encounter problems in our life, brothers and sisters, dapat maging positive po tayo. Because that is the time, brothers and sisters, when we will truly experience the miracle of God. Amen po? Magsitayin po tayo lahat, brothers and sisters. So ngayon, tapos na po ang introduction. Introduction lang pala yun. No? You know, ngayon kapatid, ano ba yung purpose ng miracle sa buhay po natin? What should be our response, brothers and sisters, whenever we receive miracle? You know, ang mga miracle po na yan, kapatid, they were given to us so that we could point, so it could point us to Jesus Christ. Your miracle is useless kapag hindi ka naman naniwala na si Kristo ay buhay. The purpose of the miracle, brothers and sisters, the sign that Jesus performed is for us to believe that truly that He is the Son of God. That is the main purpose of miracles. That's why I said, brothers and sisters, you know, wag kang maging kontento may tinanggap kang himala. Do not just be a person that seeks miracle. Be a person that seeks the miracle worker. Because if you don't do that, brothers and sisters, wala pong saysay ang himala nyo. Kung ang himala nyo, kapatid, hindi kayo dinala kay Kristo, bali wala yung himala nyo. You know, sabi po in John 6:27, sabi po ng Panginoon sa mga tao, Jesus answered to them, very truly I tell you, you are looking for me, not because you saw the signs I performed, but because you ate the loaves and had your fill. Do not work for food that spoils, but for food that endures to eternal life, which is the Son of Man will give you. Yung mga himala po natin, kapatid, dapat ipunta na tayo sa ating Panginoon. I shared you the story of Peter. And you know, after that miracle, this is the response of Peter. When Simon Peter realized what had happened, he fell to his knees before Jesus and said, "Oh Lord, please leave me. I am too much of a sinner to be around you." That miracle of that net-breaking blessing led Peter to believe in Jesus. And it's the same thing with the officials man in chapter 4 of the Gospel of John. You know, ang sabi po doon, sabi ng Panginoon sa kanya, umuwi ka na, yung anak mo magaling na. Nung naiwala yung tao, umuwi po siya. At true enough, when he get there, his son was alive. And according to the Gospel of John, ang sabi po doon, then the father realized that that was the time Jesus had told him, your son will live. And he and his entire household believed in Jesus. You know, God is giving you a miracle, brothers and sisters, so you could be another miracle to other people around you. Huwag tayong selfish. Binibigyan tayo ng himala ng Panginoon, kapatid, dahil una, gusto ng Diyos madala niya tayo sa Kanya. At pangalawa, magdadala rin tayo ng akay. When was the last time we brought someone to Jesus like Andrew? That is something for us, brothers and sisters, to think about. That should be our response whenever we receive a miracle. And as the choir sings this song, brothers and sisters, I want you now to talk to God. I asked you earlier to think about something that seems to be impossible, but we do believe that we have a God that can do something beyond what we could ever imagine or hope for. As the choir sings this song, brothers and sisters, this is time for you to ask. And if you do not doubt, you will receive it. Just because you are in the presence of God, I know there is miracle in you right now. But if you want a specific miracle, this is the time to ask.
ni Jesus ay may katiyakan. Lahat kong inihiling, Kanyang ibibigay. Sa ngalan ni Jesus, sa ngalan ni Jesus, ay may pagmamayaman, pagkat ito'y aking buhay sa Kanya'y nilay.
Let's call on the name of Jesus. Jesus, Jesus.
Jesus, Jesus,
Ako'y iyong dinggin, Panginoon.
ako'y iyong dinggin, Panginoon kong Diyos na pinagmamahal.
Sa nagkakaisang pinig, Jesus, Jesus.
Jesus, Jesus, ako'y iyong ibig, pupurihin at sasambahin hanggang ibig.
Sa ngalan ni Jesus.
Sa ngalan
As you sing this song, brothers and sisters, I want you to ask. I want to ask.
ay natiyakan. Lahat kong inihiling, Kanya'y ibibigay. Sa ngalan ni Jesus, ako'y mananangan, pagkat ito'y aking buhay sa Kanya'y nilay.
Tawagin natin siya, Jesus, Jesus.
Jesus,
Yung mas malakas pa kapatid.
Jesus,
Ako'y iyong dinggin.
ako'y iyong dinggin, Panginoon kong Diyos na pinagmamahalin. Jesus, Jesus, ako'y iyong dinggin, pupurihin at sasambahin hanggang ibig. Pupurihin at sasambahin hanggang ibig.
At the same time, since I invite you to close your eyes, just lift up your hands. You know, I feel like there's someone in this room that doesn't want to ask God for an impossible things. Bakit? Kasi he or she is afraid that he or she doesn't want to be disappointed. Whoever you are, brothers and sisters, I want you to be reminded by the word of prophet Jeremiah. Chapter 32, verse 27. Ang sabi niya, I am the Lord, the God of all the people of the world. Is there anything too hard for me? Bakit natatakot ka, kapatid, humingi? Humingi ka, there is nothing too difficult for God that couldn't do it. And brothers and sisters, I want you to ask the Lord for that specific miracle that you want. If you do not doubt, brothers and sisters, you will receive it. Not because I said so, but because God said so. That in the presence of God, there is full of miracles. The Father God, Yahweh El Shaddai, salamat po sa araw pong ito.
Muling pinaalalahanan mo kami, Panginoon, kung paano ba naman kami, Panginoon, makaka-experience ng mga himala mo. We thank you, O God, because we know that you are always teaching us. Na sa kabila ng aming pagkukulang, Panginoon, sa kabila ng aming mga kasalanan, lahat ng aming pagmamalabis, Panginoon, nandyan ka handang magbigay ng mga himala. Because you want us to be with you, Father God. Patuloy mo naman, Panginoon, una ng lahat ng aming pagkukulang. Sa mga oras, Panginoon, na hindi namin kayang magsimba, hindi namin kayang umatin ng prayer meeting. Ngunit sa kabila ng ito, Panginoon, hindi mo kami pinalikuran. Hindi mo kami pinabayaan, Panginoon. You are the God that can perform miracles. You are the God of the impossible. You are the God of signs, wonders, and miracles. And your word tells us that you are the same yesterday, today, and forever. You who fed 5,000 people and more, oh God, is the same God we are worshiping right now. The same God that healed the son of Jairus, Lord God. You are still the same God that we are worshiping right now. So we lift up to you those people who are still bedridden. Silang lahat na nakahiga sa banig ng karamdaman, with special mention si Yvonne Molina, Sister Auringa, or Jorge Diaz Sr., Virgie Worthy. At lahat, Panginoon, na makakilala at kamag-anak namin na may karamdaman sa oras po ito. Abutin mo sila, Panginoon, dahil kami naniniwala at nananalig sa kapangyarihan mo, O Yahweh El Shaddai. Naniniwala kami, Panginoon, na may himala kang ginagawa ngayon. Reach out to them, Father God. Touch them from the top of their head. I command them, O God. I command the spirit of sickness to get out in Jesus' name. By the authority you have given us, your disciple of Father God, we cast them all out.
Jesus' name, oh God. Thank you, Lord.
Lord, we thank you so much because you know that you are good. Because we know that your love endures forever. That your mercy is new every morning, O God. And so we just thank you, Father God. Thank you so much for allowing us to get to know you. And as my brothers and sisters lift up their prayer requests right now, Lord, sabi mo sa salita mo, sabi mo sa ebanghelyo mo, alam mo na yung gagawin mo sa mga prayer requests na to. I pray and I believe. Gawin mo yung nais mo, Panginoon. Gawin mo ang kalooban mo, Panginoon. Gawin mo, Panginoon, kung ano yung naaayon sa ikabubuti ng aking mga kapatid, Panginoon. Give them the answered prayer, Lord God, that you've intended them to have. Not because we want it, but because you want us to have it, O God. And Lord, kalaki po ng aming panalangin, kalaki ng aming prayer request ay munting handog. Lord God, nagbibigay kami not because we are generous. We give not because we are good. We give because you are good.
Amen.
We give because you are generous, O God.
Yes, Lord.
Dahil kami ang unang tumanggap, Panginoon, sa iyo. Na ang pagbibigay namin ito, Panginoon, isa po itong pagsusumikap namin para makasunod sa nais mo.
Yes, Jesus.
And we believe and we declare that whatever we give today, you will return it back to us in good measure.
Hallelujah.
Pressed down, shaken together, and running over, O God.
Thank you, Lord.
Purihin ka, Panginoon, sa iyong kadakilaan. Purihin ka sa iyong kabanalan. Purihin ka sa iyong trono, Panginoon. Purihin ka sa iyong pag-ibig na kailanman hindi nagmamahal. At lahat mga ito ay aming samod dalangin. Sa ngalan ng Ama, ng Anak, at ng Espiritu Santo.
Amen.
Purihin natin, kapatid, si Yahweh El Shaddai. Let's give thanks to the Lord.
Because he's given, he's